they will have some genetic predilection. Over and above which the environmental part plays a role, environmental influences play a role. Okay, so that's the way South Asians are highly prone to develop coronary artery disease at a younger age, more diffuse, more severe. Okay,
Yes.
and they being tropical countries, the incidence of rheumatic fever is very,
Higher.
very high. And
Yes.
also the incidence of rheumatic heart disease because of rheumatic fever, and the incidence of tropical because infectious diseases they will take a upper hand. Okay, so because of that, a lot of things will get influenced. Okay, so
Yes.
naturally in South Asian country, tropical country where the infections are rampant, what is the
Yes.
first possibility when a young girl comes to you with anemia?
Uh, Sir, young girl comes with anemia, sir.
Yes, 9-year-old or a 13-year-old girl, she has come to us with anemia. So as I told you, we should not be
Okay,
tubular
sir.
at this point of time. We should have a as wide as possible differential diagnosis. So what are the likely possibilities you would like to entertain? Suppose tomorrow you become a consultant and a person walks into your OPD
Yes.
saying she's short of breath. So first thing will be anemia, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Can
Anemia.
anemia produce SOB, is it not?
Yes, sir.
That's
It
the
will
most
produce.
common cause, okay?
Yes, sir.
And what's the cause of anemia? She's premenopausal. At 9 years, because she's 13 years, she may be premenopausal, I suppose. Okay, so heavy menstrual bleeding may not be the contributing factor here. But what can
Yes,
be
sir.
the contributing factor is number one,
Hemolytic
nutritional.
anemia, sir.
No, 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 no. Hemolytic should be the last possibility. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
first possibility should be nutritional in our country.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in
Nutrition.
our region, South Asian region, because undernutrition, poverty is rampant. We have to think of them. Secondly, hookworm infestations. Okay, again they are quite rampant parasitic infections, so they can also produce anemia. Okay,
Yes.
and anemia it can go uncorrected. It can last for 4 years also. We have seen people coming to us. Krishna, don't talk here. And we have seen people coming to us with a hemoglobin of 5 grams, 6 grams, because I belong to a government, I'm professor in a government setup.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And rampantly we see. And whenever a heart failure patient comes, the first thing I have to seek for is hemoglobin. Okay.
Anemia. Yes,
That
sir.
is the precipitating. Okay. And I've seen people with 2 grams, okay, still surviving and coming to us with heart failure. And I've seen people with 6 grams, 5 grams rampantly. Of course,
Yes,
8
sir.
and 9 happens to be our average hemoglobin when they come to us. So that we
Yes.
should not lose sight of the fact that anemia can be the number one cause. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then can anybody tell me what's the most common cause of dyspnea anywhere in the world? Not only South Asia, anywhere in the world probably. Physical deconditioning. Okay. A
Okay,
person
sir.
because sedentary lifestyle after the advent of modern era, industrialization, urbanization, mechanization. Okay, this has led to sedentary lifestyle and physical inactivity. So this leads to physical deconditioning. So whenever a person was physically deconditioned and was not doing a regular exercise, okay, for
Yes.
some purposes, then probably whenever he tries to do some exercise which is a little more than normal, they will feel breathless. So that's supposed to be one of the most common cause of dyspnea in all over the world, not only in India. Okay, so that these two things we should remember. And before we jump to cardiovascular, we should also not lose out the fact of respiratory causes. Okay, especially in developing countries like ours. Okay, what
Yes.
are the respiratory causes you will be thinking of?
Sir, asthma, sir, bronchial asthma
Bronchial
is common.
asthma. Okay, one,
And
two. I told you developing countries. I told you India, and I told you
tuberculosis,
but
sir.
very good. Tuberculosis, we expect them to have cough, chronic cough
Yes, sir.
lasting for 2 or 3 months, at least 3 months. Okay,
Yes.
but sometimes we have seen a person who is a little more old, like she's 13. Suppose they come at 16, 18, 20. We have seen a
Yes.
lot of people who are having a post-primary tuberculosis. What's the commonest presentation of post-primary tuberculosis? A pleural effusion.
Pleural.
Okay,
Yes.
and the people we have seen when I was in general medicine, a lot of people will be coming of dyspnea, complaining of dyspnea. You take an
Yes.
X-ray and you see there's a almost
Effusion.
moderate to massive pleural effusion. Okay, there's a post-primary which is the commonest presentation anywhere.
Yes.
Okay, especially in our countries. Okay, so
Yes,
this
sir.
we should not lose sight of. Okay, we may become a cardiologist. We have become a cardiologist. Okay, but a
Yes.
patient does not come to cardiologist only with a cardiac disease. Okay, he comes to us with a problem. Okay, and then it's our duty that we try to explain that by a wide mechanism, by whatever possible mechanisms, and try to correct it. Okay, instead of becoming tubular and looking only at the heart.
Ah,
Now proceed.
yes.
In the
Sir,
cardiac conditions, what are the likely possibilities?
sir, one could be, sir, congenital heart disease, like shunt lesions.
Very good.
Either a post tricuspid like VSD or
Shunt lesions, which one?
okay.
Post tricuspid means VSD
And PDA, sir.
and
And AP window also comes
AP
under that,
window
sir, post.
generally okay. Shortness of breath at 7 okay can be
Blindness.
given. Yeah, more common than AP window. Rupture sinus of Valsalva, aneurysm. Okay, rupture sinus of Valsalva. Again, it presents a little later. Okay.
Yes, sir. Second or third.
Yeah, it generally presents a little later. Okay.
Yes.
But still we have to consider the post tricuspid when I ask you have to consider that also. Okay.
Okay.
And then what are the other possibilities?
Sir, other possibility is
Obstructive
like
lesions.
obstructive
lesions
yes,
can
sir.
be present.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
LVOT
which
or
type of
RVOT
obstructive lesions? Yeah. So which type
Both
of
can
LVOT
present,
obstruction?
Sir, either like aortic stenosis or
LVOT obstruction, you can divide them into valvular, subvalvular,
valvular,
supravalvular. And
Yes,
subvalvular again can be fixed or dynamic.
dynamic. Yes, sir.
Okay. So HOCM, when does it present generally?
Generally, sir, just after puberty, sir, usually.
Yeah. So again, the second decade, like what you told.
Second
that,
decade,
okay.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Second decade, end of the second decade or starting of the third decade. Generally,
Third
that is the time. Yeah,
Yes,
starting of the third decade. Okay. Then
Yes.
what else? Fixed obstruction. Can they present fixed obstruction depending on subaortic membrane and a subaortic
Yes.
tunnel? Both of them can present in the second decade. Again, early part or late part of the second decade. Okay,
Yes,
but
sir.
they can also present in the first decade, late part of the first decade.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that you
Yes.
should remember fixed type of LVOT obstruction subvalvular.
So,
What about valvular AS?
So valvular race, because of bicuspid, usually presents in
Yes.
third or fourth decade, sir.
Yeah,
decade
bicuspid
around.
aortic stenosis will present in the
Third and fourth
third
decade.
decade. Third decade. Yeah.
Yes,
Whereas AR presents in
that in second decade, sir. Early it will be, sir.
early part of second decade or late part of the first decade. Okay. So
Yes,
that you should not lose sight. Bicuspid aortic valve with AR can present in that age group. Another supravalvular AS can it present?
Yes, sir. They can present
Yes.
in
Classically
first and
presents
second
at this
decade,
age. It classically
Yes, sir.
presents at this age. Supravalvular AS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 5 to 9 years is the classical age of presentation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then what about RVOT obstructions?
RVOT obstructions are just isolated PS will present in adult, sir. Adult or adulthood,
Yeah,
sir.
isolated PS most of the time it is valvular.
Valvular.
Okay, isolated
Yes, sir.
infundibular occurs only in about 5% of the cases, and
Yes.
supravalvular may occur along with either as a part of the rubella syndrome or it may occur as a part of the Williams syndrome along with the supravalvular AS.
Yes, sir.
Okay, along
Yes,
with
sir.
hypercalcemia and all. But
Yes.
moderate PS, which is present at birth, okay, mild to moderate PS can progress, and
Yes.
quite a few of them can present in the late part of the first decade. Okay. A moderate
Okay.
PS can progress and they can present in the late parts of the first decade. So that also you should remember. Okay, so then acyanotic is over. Now coming to cyanotic, is it possible? Can they present at this age? Can they present with SOB? What are the cyanotic conditions which can present with SOB?
Sir, tetralogy of Fallot, sir. Pink tetralogy of Fallot, sir. They
No,
can
tell me
present.
some better, no? Some more common conditions, some conditions which more commonly present with SOB rather than TOF. TOF presentation will be
Cyanosis and
more of cyanotic,
squatting and
cyanosis,
yes, sir.
squatting.
Yes, sir.
More commonly, which are cyanotic conditions you consider when they present with SOB? Any cyanotic condition where the pulmonary blood flow is increased.
Increase. So admixture
They
physiology,
present
sir.
with heart failure. Okay, so what are the conditions? Can you tell me at least 5 conditions where cyanosis with increased pulmonary blood flow? They
Yes,
are the
sir.
patients who will have heart failure. Okay, they
Yes,
may
sir.
also, of course, have it in infancy. They may have in the first year of life. Okay, but
Yes,
they
sir.
can also have it in the
Later,
first decade of life.
Yes. So, sir, at venous level, it is a total anomalous pulmonary venous connection.
So one is
At
TAPVC.
TAPVC.
Yes.
At atrial level is common atrium, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Ventricular level, single ventricle.
Mm-hmm.
Great artery level, truncus arteriosus.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Remember T's. When I ask you about 5 years, you should remember 5 T's. Okay,
yes.
so one T you
Tricuspid
told me
atresia
TAPVS,
also.
you told me TAPVC, you told me truncus.
TAPVC.
Okay,
Yes,
what are the
sir.
other 3 T's? Taussig-Bing anomaly. What is that?
Yes, sir.
DORV with subpulmonic VSD.
Subpulmonic VSD.
And normally when the VSD is subpulmonic, they don't have PS. Okay.
Yes.
So they classically they present with that type of picture. Okay, and they can present at this age. Okay.
And
then
TGA, sir.
other T's.
DTGA.
DTJ, which type?
DTGA, sir.
What type of complete TGA? The better term to call it is a complete transposition. Why not DTGA? I think last class also I discussed, no?
Yes, sir.
Why not DTGA? D means D refers to looping of the ventricles. Okay, and D also refers to the position of the arteries, great arteries.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but
Yes,
by
sir.
D generally we mean the dextroposition of the aorta.
Yes.
Okay, so that means aorta is right, but aorta can be left in complete transposition sometimes. Last time, as I told you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and it is
Complete
supposed to be right and anterior. It can also be right and posterior. There's a normal position sometimes, is it not? Right
Yes.
and anterior, directly anterior, left and anterior. That's the transposition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so rather than using the term D, the better term to
Complete
use will be
transposition.
complete transposition. Okay, complete
Okay, sir.
transposition where there is only AV, atrioventricular discordance. Okay,
Yes,
and correct transposition where there is double discordance. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
always use the term complete and corrected rather than D and L. Okay, in corrected also L most of the time we use, but probably that is a not right. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so DTGA or complete TGA. In complete TGA, what is the type of complete? What is the type? When does complete TGA can present with heart failure?
Sir,
Last time also I
actually,
think there was a lot of confusion about intact IVS and VSD.
complete TGA, sir, will present
Complete
from
transmission
day
of great
one
heart.
with cyanosis, sir.
No, no, no. Here,
Heart failure will be
you see,
after
when
the
they have a
PVR
cyanotic
decreases.
heart disease, when they have a
Yes,
okay heart failure, the cyanosis is generally mild. Okay,
yes,
cyanosis depends upon the pulmonary blood flow. Pulmonary
yes,
blood flow again, the variable. You should always remember whenever you're discussing about a congenital heart disease, always remember two things. One, what is the basic defect? Two, what are the associated anomalies? Okay.
yes, sir.
So in transmission of great arteries, the basic defect is the as I told you AV discord, VA discordance. Okay, ventricular arterial discordance, AV
Yes,
concordance and VA discordance. That's the basic defect. Okay,
yes,
but here the pulmonary flow will be decided upon the presence of pulmonic stenosis or the absence of it, and if it's present, what is the severity? And the other
yes, sir.
thing which decides is the if there is no PS, then the pulmonary vascular resistance. PVR again is a resistance which is somewhere else. Instead of the
Yes,
RVOT or instead of in the pulmonary artery, it is in the lungs. Okay, it's
lungs.
still in the pulmonary arteries, but it's at the arteriolar level. Okay,
Yes,
so there is also one type of PS you can say, but that
yes,
is increased pulmonary vascular resistance as a physiology it becomes. Okay, so when you're saying TG, when I'm talking about TGA, which one presents with heart failure?
uh,
TGA can have intact ventricular septum. Okay,
sir.
TGA can also have
Yes,
VSD. So now I'm making it simple for you. Which one will present?
VSD, sir.
Yeah, VSD should be large.
Yes, sir.
Yes, is it not? Yeah. Then also what else should be there? There should
Uh,
not be any
PS, sir.
PS.
No
Is it?
PS.
No PS, yes. No
Yes, sir.
PS and this one. Then they can present with a heart
Yes,
failure.
heart failure.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What else? So 4 T's you are told or 5 T's you are told?
So 4 T's and one is tricuspid atresia also, sir.
One tricuspid atresia. Again, which type?
With large
Large
VSD again.
VSD. And again,
VSD
which
with
type?
no PS.
No PS. Very good. So, which type of tricuspid atresia? That will be generally tricuspid atresia, which
Type
has
1
transposition of great
A.
arteries. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In normal related great arteries, they will not. Generally, TGA, they will have large VSD. Okay. Tricuspid atresia, TGA, the
2A.
most of them will have a large VSD and most of them will present with heart failure. Very good.
Yes,
Okay. So, these 5 T's are over now.
yes,
Okay. So, now proceed further. So, this person had a shortness of breath. It started at 9 years of age.
yes,
Proceed.
yes, sir. She was apparently asymptomatic 4 years ago when she noticed
Mm-hmm.
breathlessness on exertion
Mm-hmm.
while playing and running in the fields,
Mm-hmm.
and which was relieved with rest. And
Mm-hmm.
this was noticed by the teachers and even the parents when they saw that when she was playing around with the other peers, she was
Mm-hmm.
uh, she used to sit down because of the breathlessness of
Yeah,
shortness
so
of
she
breath.
was lagging behind her peers.
Yes, sir, lagging
Okay,
behind her
she was
peers.
lagging behind her peers and she was not able to keep up with the peer group.
Yes, sir.
Very good,
Uh,
yes.
So, sir, this was incidence onset and gradually progressive over the last 4 years,
Okay.
and it has been now
What class was
invited.
she in ninth at 9 years?
Sir, it was class
No,
class one,
class one. Okay, because
exertions
she's
only it
playing
was,
at
sir.
that time. Okay, so I think
Yes,
I'll stop you again here. Can you
yes, sir.
define what is class one?
Sir, in NYHA classification, sir,
Yeah.
uh, class 1 is patient with the known cardiac disease,
Mm-hmm.
no physical limitation on ordinary activities,
Mm-hmm.
and ordinary activities do not produce symptoms like dyspnea, fatigue, or palpitations or
Mm-hmm.
angina, sir.
Okay,
Uh,
so which symptom is not included? Syncope. Okay, so syncope is not
yes,
included, is it not?
yes,
And
sir.
then I think I'll okay make it more clearer for you people. Okay, class 1 is patients with heart disease who are asymptomatic at rest.
Yes, sir.
Okay, more than ordinary activity.
More than ordinary. Yes, sir.
More than ordinary. As I told you, my definitions has to be in inverted commas. Okay,
Yes,
more than ordinary activity produces either angina, dyspnea, palpitations, or fatigue.
sir. Yes,
Okay, that is class 1, NYHA, New York Heart Association. Okay,
yes,
class
sir.
2, patients with heart disease who are asymptomatic at rest.
At rest.
Ordinary activity, ordinary physical activity, ordinary activity can
Yes,
produces either again angina, dyspnea, palpitations, or fatigue.
yes, sir.
Okay, then
Yes.
class 3,
Less
patients
than
with heart
ordinary
disease who are asymptomatic at rest. Okay, less than ordinary activity produces either of these symptoms.
symptoms
Class 4,
is
can you
presence
define
at
class
rest, sir.
4?
Sir, marked limitation of activity
Yeah,
and
patients with heart disease who are symptomatic at rest.
at rest.
Okay, and any
Yes,
amount of activity
will produce
okay,
worsening of
aggravate the
symptoms.
symptoms or worsens the symptoms of these 4 again. Okay,
Yes,
so this you
yes.
should remember. Okay, some other class I will discuss you about the limitations of this and what are the other methods of. Okay, what is this classification for actually?
Sir, this is functional classification.
Yeah, so what do I mean when I say the word functional classification?
Uh,
Functional classification, it's a classification of disability. It's a classification of limitation. Okay,
yes,
imposed on a person because of the disease. Okay,
yes,
so this is a disability classification or a classification of limitation. Okay, that is a functional classification. Okay,
yes, sir.
so now this girl started with class 1.
Yes, sir. Class
But
1
don't you
and
think playing with the children and all will be a normal activity, ordinary activity for a girl of that child of that age? A child
yes,
of
sir.
that age, playing should be normal for them, no?
Yes,
Ordinary
sir. It
activity
is.
for them. So she's not able to play. So do you really think it's class 1 or class 2 there?
So then it will be
Okay,
class
going
2
to
only, sir,
yeah, it becomes class 2 for me at least.
because
Okay.
it's an ordinary activity for them. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but playing for a child is an ordinary activity, so it becomes
Yes,
class 2 for them. Yes.
yes.
Carry on.
So, and it has been progressed over the last 4 years, and now presently, since last 6 to 7 months, she is in class 3. So even she is unable to even do climb one flight of stairs also, sir. Now,
Mhm. Okay.
but symptoms are not present at rest, and
Mhm.
there is no episodes of paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea, no
Mhm.
episodes of orthopnea, no history
Okay.
of cough,
Mhm.
no history of chest pain or syncope, or no history of palpitations, and
Mhm.
no history of any lower limb swelling and or abdominal distensions.
Mhm.
Uh,
So now what I will do,
yes,
again I'll stop you here, and today I think the class will go on like this only. Probably what you have tell me, now
yes,
she
sir.
has progressed for the last 6 months.
Yes, sir. Six
Okay.
to 7 months
From
has
class
progressed,
2
sir.
to 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So she has a, most probably we are thinking she has an underlying heart disease.
Yeah.
Okay, which as you discussed as congenital. Okay, we didn't discuss acquired diseases. Okay, which probably I'll discuss after the examination. Okay,
Okay.
and in the what are the diseases? What are the causes, or what are the etiological factors which can lead to worsening of symptoms or progression
Sir,
of class from 2 to 3? Can you enumerate some?
yes, sir. So one is the disease progression itself can happen, sir. One.
Very good. So number 1 is disease progression.
Yes.
Okay, that is what
Sir.
most of us will like to think.
Yes.
Okay, but most of the time, okay, we do not want the patient to have disease progression. We want something else. Okay,
Yes.
it's much more rewarding to treat those factors. Okay, so those
Yes.
are called as precipitating factors, or okay, precipitating etiology, precipitating factors you can call them. So underlying heart disease, over and above which there is a precipitating factor,
Precedent
and there
factors.
are about 15 precipitating factors which can lead to worsening of the class. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but
Yes.
most of the time they lead to rapid worsening. Okay, and
Yes.
when they're treated, they also lead to rapid resolution. So that's the
Yes.
reason they're very much rewarding to treat. Okay, and many times the person may not have to go for surgery for the underlying heart disease. Okay, medical
Yes.
management will suffice most of the time. So out
Yes,
of
sir.
this 15, how many can you enumerate?
Yes, sir. One is, sir, anemia.
Very good,
Second is hyperthyroidism.
very good,
Third is any arrhythmia, sir.
good. Which type of arrhythmia will you think of?
Atrial arrhythmia,
Number
sir.
one, atrial fibrillation. Very good.
Atrial
Atrial fibrillation, not arrhythmias.
Yes,
You
sir.
can tell atrial fibrillation.
Okay.
Okay, other
Atrial
arrhythmias can
fibrillation.
also occur, but we'll discuss later. Okay, 4.
Okay. Four is excess of use of water and salt intake, sir, basically.
Okay, very good.
In
Okay,
for
so
heart failure patients.
non-compliance with the dietary
Treatment,
recommendation.
dietary, yes, sir.
Okay, so similarly, non-compliance with
With the treatment
medications.
also, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
5.
medications.
5. Non-compliance with dietary is one. Okay, medicine is the other one. 5th one. 6th one is non-compliance with physical activity recommendation. Okay,
Yes, sir.
we ask them to restrict. In fact, if you know the New York Heart Association, they are also given a therapeutic classification, not in the functional classification, and this was given way back in 1964. Remember when
Okay.
I was born, the year I was born. Okay, but
Okay.
now if you see, the therapeutic classification is hardly followed. Okay, even 92 when I joined my DM, we were hardly following that. Okay, what is
Okay.
therapeutic classification? Has anybody heard of it? They are divided into 5 classes: A, B, C, D, E. I hope everyone is able to hear me clearly.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
All 66 of you are able
Yes,
to hear
sir.
me clearly. Okay, I want all of you to contribute. If anybody can know, you can tell me. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. These are the stages. These are the therapeutic classes. Okay, A means a normal activity was allowed for the patient. E means complete bed rest is advised, and patient should be allowed only movement within a square feet, 100 square feet distance. Okay, that was the E. But this was
Okay.
much before the era of cardiac surgery became much commonplace, and much before interventional cardiology took shape. That's the reason we have not been following it for this one and all. But again, why I told you now, because as I told you, if the person is not following the
Yes, sir.
physical activity recommendation, like take a patient with end-stage heart failure. Okay, they'll be almost having class 3 to 4 symptoms, and they are advised to complete bed rest or something like that. And again, then he exerts himself, overexerts himself, he can land in trouble, he can have acute pulmonary edema, or he can land in a major problem sometimes. Okay, so
Yes.
that is the 6th one. Now 7th one, anybody wants to tell?
Infective
Pulmonary
endocarditis.
infective endocarditis, very good. Okay,
And
8th,
any other infections, sir, like pulmonary infections?
yeah, very good. Respiratory infections are the most common cause in our
Oh.
country, at least. That's the 8th
Yes,
one,
sir.
very good. 9th,
Um,
similarly,
Sir.
the other infection is the recurrence of rheumatic fever. A person
Yes,
with
sir.
rheumatic heart disease, if he gets a recurrent rheumatic fever, okay, is likely to have a heart failure, precipitation of heart failure.
Heart failure.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Then 10th one is pulmonary embolism.
Pulmonary embolism. Yes.
Yeah. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, anybody?
Pregnancy.
Myocarditis.
Myocarditis, very good. Viral myocarditis especially. 12th is pregnancy, very good. Yes. 13th, intake of drugs which can produce salt and water retention. Okay, like
Yes.
Acute coronary.
yeah,
NSAIDs,
NSAIDs and steroids. Okay.
steroids.
Then
Yes,
intake
sir.
of drugs like sympathomimetic amines which can produce vasoconstriction. Okay, and as you know, the afterload increases and the heart failure can be precipitated. Okay.
Okay,
Then
sir.
what else?
Sir, in older population, sir, other things like myocardial infarction or
Very good, very good. That's
alcohol
the point
consumption.
we should
Yes, sir.
discuss. Okay, not in the older population. We are South Asians. As I told
Yes.
you, coronary artery disease is quite rampant. So myocardial ischemia can precipitate heart failure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, even in 20. The youngest patient with MI I have seen is 18 years. Is it not?
Yes,
So
yes.
that's how probably I should consider myocardial ischemia in any person who's coming to, especially when he's a South Asian.
So,
Okay, so that we should not remember myocardial ischemia, most probably due to obstructive coronary artery disease. That you should remember. Okay.
yes.
So now in this condition, in this case, it has been a gradual progression. As I told you, precipitating factors most of the time they have a rapid worsening and rapid resolution with the
recovery.
proper
Yes.
treatment. Okay, or they may
Yes,
have a subacute worsening and like infective endocarditis, they may have subacute progression. Okay, and
Yes.
if treated for 1 or 2 months, they may revert back to normal. Okay, so that
Yes.
we have to remember. But here the progression is over a period of 4 years, and over the last
Yes.
6 months she has progressed. So it looks like more gradual. Okay. So we may have to think of a progression of the underlying heart disease rather than a precipitating factor here. But anemia, we have seen that people can present worsening over a period of 6 months also, or 1 year also. So that
Yes,
also
sir.
should not be lost sight of, especially anemia in our countries.
Yes, sir.
Proceed.
Yes. Sir, in past history, uh, sir, actually, when her symptoms started at 4 years ago, sir, that time she
Mhm.
had consulted to the physician, and
Mhm.
he said that she has a cardiac problem, and for which she had actually visited a cardiologist also, and
Okay,
there
that
they
was
had
4 years
told
back
her,
in Bangladesh.
yes, sir, in Bangladesh only, sir. So
Mhm.
that time they told her that she has a cardiac illness for which they will require surgery, sir.
Mhm.
This is what the mother told.
Okay,
But
okay.
then they have been on medication. But since because of the financial constraint, they couldn't have. They didn't get it done, sir. Surgery
Okay.
then. And now they are presented. And sir, in past
Mhm.
history
So now they are
on
coming basically for surgery here.
yes, sir, for surgery, sir.
Okay, okay. But Bangladesh is one of the very big institutes now. And I would think for the last 7, 8 years, they are doing wonderful work there in Dhaka. Okay, the
Yes,
government setup, and even in Apollo is there and others are there. But of course, the government setup, they are doing wonderful work there. Okay, one of the bigger institutes in Dhaka.
okay,
Okay,
sir.
yeah.
Okay,
But still,
sir.
people are coming to India. We welcome them. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, in past history, sir, on putting the leading questions, I asked the mother. Then she recalled that when she was at around 1 or 2 years of age, she had two episodes of lower respiratory tract infection for which she was admitted and
Mm-hmm.
was treated with IV medications. And
Mm-hmm.
this is around in between 1 and 2 years of age. The mother says roughly that in between this 1 and 2 years of age, she had these two episodes only. After that, she
Okay,
never had
okay.
any episodes of this one LRTS, sir,
Okay, okay. So,
for
what is
which,
the definition of a frequent respiratory infections?
sir, frequent respiratory tract infection is lower respiratory tract infections requiring IV medications, which are
Mm-hmm.
at least more than 2 in 6 months or more than 3 in lifetime, sir.
More than 3 in lifetime. Okay.
Yes.
So, the definition is given by whom?
Sir, IAP, it is an Indian
No, no,
Academy of
no.
Pediatrics.
IAP, there's some other definition also, no?
Sir, actually, IAP this one. Sir, one more definition
Mm-hmm.
is from the Italian side, sir. They have
Mm-hmm.
included upper respiratory infections also, sir, in that.
Okay, how much?
Uh, Around 5 to 6, I think, sir, in a year.
No, no, 6 was the older this one. Okay,
Yes,
so I
sir.
think most probably it's 5 per year or more. Okay.
Yes, sir. 5 per year.
And
Yes, sir.
how do you decide whether it's a lower respiratory infection or an upper respiratory infection? What will make
Uh,
you tell that?
Sir, fever
How to
with cough with
distinguish it?
expectoration
Yeah.
and
No, no, you see,
requiring.
fever, cough, expectoration, you can have any sinusitis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Uh,
sinusitis, I think by any stretch of imagination, we cannot call it lower.
yes, sir.
Okay, its sinuses are a
Sir,
part of the upper respiratory, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Fever can occur, cough can occur. Okay, and because of postnasal drip, they can have cough as well as expectorations.
Yes, sir.
That's how
Sir,
sinusitis patients present.
yes, sir. Sir, for lower respiratory, they require at least IV antibiotics for at least week to
Yeah, so
10
one
days,
is
sir.
IV antibiotics, we tell.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
but there have been many studies where they have studied with oral, and they also studied. Some people used to say that hospital admission is required.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
but there have been some studies where oral antibiotics have been given and the patients have been treated at home also.
Yes. Sir, evidence of
And there
consolidation
was
on
one
the X-ray,
suggestion,
sir.
and there was one suggestion that if retatriptan is present, okay, this was from the UK group, I think. If
Okay, sir.
it goes more in favor of a lower respiratory, and if retatriptan is there, okay. But the problem
Okay.
is if you have a upper respiratory with fever, and with every degree Fahrenheit degree rise, there can be increase of respiration by how much? 3 to 4 per minute.
3 to 4.
Okay, so
Okay.
fever itself can increase the respiratory rate. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so I don't think we can take that and all, but that was done by the UK group. Okay, basically from UK and all. So that again, that becomes a red herring, and that becomes a okay one area where a lot needs to be probably done in the future. And this one to exactly identify how do we identify a lower respiratory versus an upper respiratory infection.
Uh,
Okay, so
Sir,
now she was admitted at 1 to 2 years of age 2 times. Okay,
yes, sir.
and she was given some IV medications. How long
And
she was there in the hospital?
so mother couldn't properly recall, sir, and but she
So she
says,
was there for some time, which okay. So
yes, sir.
let us take maybe 3, 4 days or something like that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So and we are presuming that they may be respiratory infections. Okay, which required admission, which required okay IV
IV
medication.
medication.
We are
Yes,
presuming that now. and which
Yes.
after which she did not require.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. After
Can you tell
around
me
2
some
or 3 years.
conditions where a child has infections in the first
Sir,
year or second year of life? Okay.
sir,
And then the natural history is improving here. So is it good for the patient or bad for the patient?
actually, sir, here since she's become
It
symptomatic
can be
again,
both. Okay, it
it
can be
can be
both.
both. Yes, sir.
And I'm asking you,
So,
okay, it can be
yes,
both. It can
yes,
be
sir.
good in some patients, it can be bad in some patients. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Under
Yes,
what
sir.
circumstances it is supposed to be good?
Sir, like in a acyanotic shunt lesions,
Hmm.
which undergo spontaneous closure or
Very good.
decrease in the
So the
size.
most common condition which goes closure is VSD.
VSD, sir.
Okay, most of the VSDs are going to close in the first year of life.
Yes, sir.
Is it not? So
Yes,
there
sir.
it's going to be good for the patient.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Depending
Yes, sir.
upon the mechanism by which the VSD is closed.
Close.
Okay. There
Yes,
may
sir.
be some mechanism by which it may become even bad for the patient.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose a VSD closes by aortic valve prolapse.
Prolapse. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then VSD is closing, but patient is developing AR, and the
Yeah.
patient can present at the later part of the first decade with problems
Uh,
again.
yes, sir.
Okay, so that's one thing which you should remember, VSD with AR. So which type of VSD generally presents with AR is a subpulmonic
Subarterial,
VSD.
sir.
But
Yes, sir.
subarterial VSD is not spontaneously close. Okay,
Yes.
so only perimembranous and muscular which are going to close. So
Close.
that
Yes,
also,
sir.
all these things you have to remember when we are
Yes.
discussing. Okay, as
Okay.
an ASD, there was one study, okay, published in JACC way back, where persons within the first year of life who presented with heart failure. Okay, paradoxically, those patients who presented with heart failure in first
Yes.
year of life, that's infancy. Okay, there almost 30 to 40% of the people they had a closure of their ASDs. Okay, so this was something okay unique. Whereas ASD, we expect them to present with heart failure at which age group?
After fourth
Yeah,
decade, sir.
fifth
After
decade. Generally, the
fourth
fifth decade.
decade.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
fifth decade is the time when ASDs are going to present with heart failure.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but there was a study where they found that they can present in the first year of life, and there the chances of closure are very, very high. Almost, as I told you, one third of them are getting closed.
Okay.
Okay. What are the other things where places where it can be good?
Uh,
Circumstances where it can be good.
Sir, development of a valvular PS,
Yeah.
there
Most
the
of the time,
symptoms will
yeah,
protected pulmonary
localization,
blood flow.
that is called as
Because
acquired infundibular
stenosis.
stenosis, pulmonic
Yes.
stenosis. Okay, there it's going to be beneficial if the circulation is going to be balanced. Okay, the
Yes.
stenosis is not very severe. Okay, it's balancing exactly the increase in the left to right shunt.
Shunt.
So that way
Yes.
balanced circulation is maintained and a person can survive up to fourth or fifth decade.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but if the severe stenosis develops, you are going to trade heart failure for cyanosis.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going
Yes.
to become a VSD with PSR top like situation. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Any other conditions, circumstances,
Uh,
and where can it be bad for the patient?
Bad, sir, once they develop pulmonary vascular occlusive disease, sir, like
Yeah,
pulmonary
pulmonary
hypertension,
vascular obstructive disease, severe PH, and acid mineralization. Okay,
isomerization.
so that is going to be bad for the patient.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So now proceed.
Yes, sir. Sir, in family history, she's born of non-consanguineous marriage. She's
Mm-hmm.
first child,
Mm-hmm.
and no other family members are having any cardiac issues, sir.
Okay.
And sir, in antenatal and birth history, sir, there is no actually antenatal and perinatal history is uneventful. So
Okay.
and immunization is also up to date.
Mm-hmm.
And sir, summarizing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So 13 years women with 13 years girl with
Yeah, an
dyspnea on exertion,
adolescent
adolescent
girl.
girl
Okay,
with
who
progressive dyspnea, sir.
had two admissions in the first year of life.
First year of life, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, and then starting to have shortness of breath and exertion. Okay,
9
at
years of
9 years
age.
of age. Okay, started with class 2 and progressed to
And
class 3 in the
3,
4 years. Okay, in the
yes, sir.
last 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and with some progression, with some worsening of progression for the last 6 months.
6 months, yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a summary.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as I told you, at the end, starting of the present history, that's at the ending of the presenting complaint, we have a very wide basket. Okay,
Yes, sir.
which narrows down to 5 to 6 possibilities at the end of the history.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We want to consider any possibilities here now of what all we discussed.
Yes, sir. Shunt lesions, like post-tricuspid shunt lesions, can be considered, sir.
So VSD,
Since
PDA,
PDA.
Okay. Any other conditions?
Sir,
So one is shunt lesion.
two, sir, if we don't think about the respiratory tract infection, then even primary pulmonary
Here, if you
hypertension.
take the shunt versus obstructive lesion, okay, the history of 2 admissions in the first year of life, okay, tilts the balance in favor of a shunt lesion.
Shunt lesion.
Okay,
Yes,
that to a VSD. Okay, and less likely to be an obstructive lesion. Okay, so my shunt lesions will become the top priority now. Okay,
yes, sir.
now the other possibility, as I told you, was a cyanotic heart disease with increased pulmonary blood flow. You want to consider that now?
Can be considered, sir. Even
The problem is like a person is not having any squatting. Which type of cyanotic heart disease with increased flow can survive up to this age? Okay, without cyanosis developing, or without pulmonary vascular obstructive disease developing.
Abstain, sir.
Which one?
Abstain.
Abstinence anomaly. Okay, so abstinence anomaly generally they will have transient cyanosis at birth. Okay, but presenting with heart failure is very, very unlikely, requiring admissions and all. Okay, and again presenting with SOB on ordinary activity at 9 years of age, I think it's quite unlikely. Generally, the presentation is going to be a little later on. Okay, so that I think will have lower down on the possibility. Anything else?
So common atrium, they can come early with.
Yeah, common atrium, but they should have some cyanosis by now.
By now, yes, sir.
Okay, and to survive up to this age and without any problems and all, they might have developed some amount of pulmonary stenosis.
Yes, sir.
So cyanosis will become more prominent. So most of the cyanotic heart diseases by this time, where the pulmonary flow is increased, they will have some prominence of cyanosis.
Cyanosis, yes, sir. Yes,
so the mother is not very good observant. Probably she might have missed it. Okay, but what about the history of squatting? That
no history.
Think of, yeah. So no history of squatting?
Yes, sir.
Is there a history of squatting or not?
No, sir. No, sir. No history of squatting.
No squatting. Okay, so that is a point which is probably pointing is away from acquired pulmonary stenosis there. Okay, what about cyanotic heart disease? Okay, so the only thing left in cyanotic heart disease will be cyanotic heart diseases with increased flow where isomerization has occurred, but the pulmonary vascular resistance has increased. Okay, so wherever you have a large VSD, okay, with no PS, there the pulmonary vascular resistance can increase and all, and they can present in the ending of the first decade itself. So that we have to think of. Okay, but only thing is why no one has detected cyanosis till now. We have to find out. So then we go to the examination. At the end of the history, it's the number one is the shunt lesions. Okay, number two cyanotic heart disease with increased flow where pulmonary vascular resistance can increase. Okay.
Yes, sir. So general examination, sir.
Yeah.
Child is conscious, cooperative, and oriented. Height is 157 centimeter.
Conscious, coherent. She's coherent also.
Yes, sir. Coherent also.
Yeah. So if she's coherent, it tells me that she's not having any problem with her speech and all. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that can rule out some conditions. Okay. Conscious, coherent. Okay. Comfortable.
Comfortable, sir.
Comfortable. Okay. Is she comfortable to lie down in the bed or comfortable sitting up in the bed?
Sir, both, sir. Comfortable lying down also.
Yeah. So comfortable lying down, that means it rules out what? PND and orthopnea.
Orthopnea,
okay, it rules out orthopnea and that's one. So that is more important. Okay, then conscious, coherent, comfortable and cooperative you told. Okay, what else?
Sir. And oriented, sir.
Oriented well in place, time and person.
Person, yes, sir.
Very good, yes.
Sir, anthropometric data, sir. Height is 157 centimeter. Weight is 57 kg. And both were around 75th percentile for her age.
Is there any way we can see the patient here while you are telling me the data?
No, sir. Actually, sir, this is old case which I have taken.
Again, the old case. Okay. Yes, so there's no way I can see the patient on there. You don't have any videography or anything like that.
No, sir. Don't have, sir. Actually.
Yeah. Carry on. Yes.
Okay. Sir, BMI was 23.12 kg per meter square, which was overweight for her age, sir. Actually.
Okay.
88 bits.
Whether she attended Minarchy or not?
Sir, sorry, sir, I didn't ask.
In the present era, yeah, they are attaining quite early. Puberty's onset is quite early in the present era.
Yes.
Okay, so by 13, that is also going to be important because we discussed anyway in the first possibility.
Yes.
Okay, so that also should be told in the history itself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anthropometric data, she's overweight for her this one height. Okay.
Yes, sir, overweight for her height. So no other dysmorphic features were noted, sir.
Okay.
And pulse rate was coming to vital, sir. Pulse rate was
Mhm.
88 beats per minute,
Mm-hmm.
regular, normal volume, no radial and no radiofemoral delay. All
Okay.
peripheral pulses were felt.
Okay.
Blood pressure was 110/70 millimeter of mercury, right arm
Mhm.
supine. Lower limb systolic pressure was 130.
Mm-hmm.
Respiratory rate was 18 cycles per
BP is
minute.
normal.
BP is normal, sir.
Okay.
And respiratory rate was 18 cycles per minute.
Mm-hmm.
Saturations were 98% in all limbs
Mm-hmm.
at rest, and even on exertion it was same, sir. No variation, sir.
96,
98%, sir, at
98
rest.
percentage. Okay. Even
Yes,
after
sir.
exercise.
Yes, sir. Even after exercise, there was no variation, sir.
Good.
Jugular venous pressure, mean column was normal.
Clubbing,
Waveforms,
any clubbing?
sir, no, sir. No pallor, no cyanosis, no clubbing, no edema,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, JVP was mean column was normal, sir, and waveforms V was more prominent compared to A, and normal respiratory variation and abdominal
Okay. So I'll
jugular
stop
reflex
here
was negative.
again.
Yes,
Any
sir.
one of you can tell me what are the conditions where you get a prominent V wave more than A? Normally, which wave is more prominent?
A wave is more prominent, sir.
More prominent than V wave.
Yes.
Okay. And suppose I take the left atrium pressure tracing. The same holds good, or something else is there in left atrium?
Sir, in left atrial, it is V wave which is more prominent.
Which is
than
more
A.
prominent. Okay.
Yes.
So what is this JVP A and V due to what?
Sir, A is because of the atrial contraction.
Mm-hmm.
V is
Okay.
yes, sir.
V is because of
V is because of the atrial filling during the ventricular systolic phase, sir.
systole. Okay. So atrial filling during when the tricuspid valve is closed. Okay. Ventricular
yes.
systole when the tricuspid valve is closed.
Close. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are the conditions where V wave can be prominent?
So presence of tricuspid regurgitation.
Very good. So one is tricuspid regurgitation. Two,
Sir, right heart failure also they can have V prominent.
right heart failure. Okay. Why in right heart failure V is prominent?
Like
Suppose
compared
right
to
heart failure, there's no
sir,
TR. Okay. What will happen?
mean column will be elevated, but in the waveforms,
Main column will be elevated and there's a decreased compliance.
compliance of the RV also.
So distensibility is reduced. So we expect A to be prominent. Right? Okay. V is prominent if there's TR. If there's no TR, why V should be prominent?
Okay.
Okay. Any other conditions?
Sir, ASD with MR.
ASD with MR.
Yes. And
Gerbody defect. What will happen?
yes, sir. Gerbody defect also.
Yeah, LV to RA
LV to
communication.
Yes.
Okay. What else? Any other
In
conditions?
atrial
Okay.
fibrillation, V will be prominent. Only positive wave which will be seen.
Very good. Very good. So there's only positive wave. A wave is going to be absent rather. Okay.
Absent.
Good.
Yes,
Carry on. Yes.
sir,
And
no other
tricuspid
dysmorphic
regurgitation,
features.
it is a more of a CV wave rather than a prominent V wave. Okay.
Yes, sir. CV wave.
Should remember it's a CV wave. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
C and V both are
Sir,
combined. X lost.
Yes, sir.
TAPVC V prominent, sir.
TAPVC is the V going to be prominent. Okay. Which type of TAPVC? Supracardiac, cardiac, infracardiac with this one obstruction or non-obstruction?
Cardiac TAPVC.
Supracardiac.
No, you see, V wave has to be prominent whenever there is some regurgitation of blood from the atrium into this one. Okay. So
Yes.
what's happening? The volume is increased, the pressure is increased in the atrium. Okay. And the filling is not going to be proper during ventricular systole. Okay. So MR with ASD, Gerbody defect, TR, you have something coming into the atrium from the ventricles. Okay. At the same time, during systole. Okay. V wave, okay. X descent is systolic. Okay. V wave is systolic, you can say. Okay. So whenever something coming into atrium, so the jugular venous pressure, the jugular venous flow is going to be impeded into the right atrium. Okay. So you have TAPVC which is going into the RA, but the RA is dilated. Okay. So most of the time in TAPVC, when does the flow occurs into right atrium? When does the venous flow occur? Say suppose the pulmonary venous flow. Okay. Normally systolic more prominent or diastolic more prominent? It's systolic, which is more prominent. Diastolic is less prominent. Okay. And of course, atrial reversal may be there or may not be there. Is it not? So whenever you have a systolic flow which is happening into the right atrium because of any condition, we can expect the V wave to be more prominent. So by that analogy or by that logic, okay, we expect V wave can be prominent even in TAPVC. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, carry on.
Yes, sir.
So V wave is prominent, you told, is it not?
Yes, sir. V wave is prominent, sir.
Mean pressure is normal, V is prominent.
Yes, sir. Sir, cardiovascular system examination, sir.
Mhm.
Inspection, palpation together. Chest is bilaterally symmetrical. Trachea is central. Apex beat is in fifth intercostal space in mid-clavicular line.
Is there any precordial bulge also, can tell me at the same
Sir,
time?
no precordial bulge, sir.
Yeah, bilaterally symmetrical and no
Symmetrical.
precordial bulge. Specifically, you can say, okay, so that
Yes,
I
yes, sir.
know that you know to look for it.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
No
it is
precordial
possible to have
bulge.
precordial bulge even in congenital heart diseases.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay.
Sir, apex beat was in fifth intercostal space in mid-clavicular line, and it's LV type of apex, sir. Because it has a medial retraction.
Fifth intercostal space on the left side or right side?
Left side, sir. Left side.
Acha, fifth left
Yes, sir.
intercostal space,
Yes,
mid
fifth
clavicular
left
line.
intercostal space. Yes, sir. And it is
Occupying one
LV type,
space,
sir.
two space,
Only localized to one space, sir.
localized to one space.
One
Okay.
space, sir. And it is normal type of apex. Characters are normal character.
It means
sir.
it's not forcible.
No forcible, sir.
Okay.
Sir, there is a left parasternal lift of grade 2. And there is a RV type of RV type of epigastric pulsation present.
Very good. What do you mean by RV type of epigastric pulsation?
Sir, with the insinuation of the finger, the pulsations are felt at the tip. That is with RV type, sir.
Okay.
Tip, that is pulp, sir, basically, sir.
Okay. What are the other conditions where you can get an epigastric pulsation?
Sir, if it is felt on the lateral side, on the right lateral side, it is because of the lever pulsations.
Okay.
And below, sir, if it is felt, it is because of the aortic pulsations or anything which is sitting over the aorta, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So it can be aortic pulsation, it can be hepatic pulsation, it can be RV pulsation. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, left second space,
So
S2
here,
is palpable, sir.
RV pulsations are not felt in the epigastrium.
Sir, felt, sir. RV type epigastric pulsation present, sir.
Are felt. Okay.
Yes, sir, felt, sir.
Okay.
And grade 2 parasternal lift is present, left side, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.
And left second space is has a S2 palpable, sir.
Okay, second heart sound is palpable.
Palpable, sir.
Second left space. Okay,
Left
before
second
palpability of the sound, I want to know any pulsations are palpable there. You told me parasternal pulsations are there, but lift is there, but it didn't tell me second space pulsations present or absent.
Sir, only S2 palpable, sir. Pulsations.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
You have
sir.
to tell me specifically,
Yes, sir.
they're absent or
sir.
present. Okay, if second space pulsations are absent with parasternal heave, it gives me a connotation of valvular PS. If second space pulsations are present with parasternal heave, it tells me there is a patient with severe PAH. Okay,
Yes,
that's how I can make a difference, is it not?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So without that, we cannot even proceed further. The examination is incomplete. Okay,
Yes.
not only sound, you have to look for second space pulsations specifically. Okay, you have to look for diligently, and you have to tell me specifically whether they are present or absent.
Yes, sir.
Got the point. All of you got the point, is it not? That's the importance of palpating for second space.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, carry on.
No thrill, sir. And no other pulsations are present.
Okay.
Percussion, sir. Left border corresponds to apex. Right border is retrosternal. Second space is resonant, sir. Left second space is resonant on percussion.
Okay. Okay.
And lever dullness is on right fifth intercostal space and stomach tympani on the left.
So visceral status solitus.
Solitus, sir. Auscultation, S1 is normal. S2 is wide and fixed split with P2 component loud. A2 is normal in intensity. No S3, S4, no click, sir. Hearts. So coming to murmurs, there is a ejection systolic murmur of grade 3/6, crescendo, decrescendo in nature, mixed frequency, and it's early peaking, sir, murmur. It's not radiating and no change with respiration, sir.
Okay, so it's a localized murmur, not changing on respiration.
Yes,
okay.
sir. Left second
Mixed
intercostal
frequency.
space.
Mixed frequency.
Yes, sir.
Early peaking, grade 3/6.
Grade 3/6, left second intercostal space.
Left second space, localized there. It's not radiating.
Local, not radiating, sir.
Okay.
And sir, there is one pansystolic murmur at apex which is high pitched, blowing in character, which is grade 3 by 6, and radiating to axilla, best heard in left lateral position also, sir, and with expiration, sir. No other murmurs, sir.
Okay, there is a high frequency murmur. Okay.
High frequency murmurs, consistent.
Grade 3 by 6 pansystolic murmur, which is not radiate to axilla rather.
Yes, sir. Radiating to axilla, sir.
Axilla. Okay.
And sir, other systems are normal, sir.
What other systems you examined?
Sir, per abdomen for the hepatomegaly and ascites.
Okay.
And,
okay, so one is abdomen for free fluid and organomegaly, especially.
Organomegaly. Yes.
Okay. Two. You don't look for any other organ you look for in the abdomen?
So splenomegaly we look for only if you're suspecting infective endocarditis, sir.
Infective endocarditis. Very good. Yes. Any other thing? Any other system?
Sir, CNS only for neurological deficits. Only
respiratory system. You can tell me. First thing
yes,
is
respiratory
system. Second is abdomen. Third is CNS. Okay.
Yes,
CNS comes last year.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Respiratory system is normal.
There's no sinuses. CNS will come last year. Is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Respiratory system is normal.
Yeah, normal, sir. Respiratory system is normal, sir.
So other systems are normal. Very good. Now summarizing our physical findings, we have a normal first heart sound, a wide split of the second heart sound.
With loud P2, sir.
With a loud P2. Okay.
And early peaking ejection murmur.
Early peaking, one additional systolic murmur and one pansystolic murmur at the apex. Okay. And parasonal heave and apex, which is quite normal here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
yes,
now,
sir.
First thing I'll start with the findings now. First heart sound is normal, you told.
Yes, sir. Normal, sir.
Well taken. Second heart sound, again, can you tell me what it is? Describe the second heart sound again.
Sir, it is a wide and fixed split.
It's wide and fixed split.
Fixed split, sir.
So what do you mean by a wide split? What do you mean by a fixed split?
Yes, sir. So wide split is when the pulmonary hangout interval is longer. That is because of the increased RV stroke volume, sir.
Oh no. Okay. How on earth I'm going to make out hangout interval here? Okay. First thing. Okay. Tell me about describe a normal split first. Otherwise.
Sir, normal.
Describe normal split.
Normal split is A to P2, sir. That is, which is usually 30 to 40 milliseconds duration, sir.
Textbookish description. Okay. So what I'll tell you now. Okay. Let me describe for you. Okay. Normal split is when you hear two sounds. Okay.
During
two
inspiration.
Of second heart sound and inspiration, and okay, both the components merge together, and you hear a second sound as a single sound in expiration. Okay. For the human ear, to appreciate two sounds as two sounds, how much should be the time interval? That should
minimum,
be 30 milliseconds. Okay.
Yes, minimum 30.
With normal frequencies, it should be 30 milliseconds.
Yes,
okay. For human ear to appreciate two sounds as two sounds. Okay. That means to say the second sound two components are the aortic component and the pulmonic component. It is the aortic component which occurs earlier, and the pulmonic component which occurs later during normal respiration. Okay. And in expiration, okay, both of them merge together. Okay, so that means to say in expiration the A to P2 interval is less than 30 milliseconds, and in inspiration it's more than 30 milliseconds. Exactly in inspiration it is supposed to be 40 to 50 milliseconds. That is 45 milliseconds. Okay, average. And in expiration it's supposed to be 30 milliseconds or less. That's why A to P2 becomes 1. How much is the movement of A2 and how much is the movement of P2 from inspiration to expiration? Okay.
Sir, the contribution
about
yes, sir,
P2 contributes 75%.
75%.
Movement contributes 25% of the
yes,
movement. Okay.
Yes.
So A2. So in expiration, what's happening? A2 is occurring later. Or P2 is occurring earlier. What's
earlier,
happening? Sir. Earlier. So both of them are merging. So this 25%, this 75% movement.
Yes.
Okay. So that's how the normal split occurs. Now tell me what is wide split. Wide split means you're able to hear second sound as two sounds both during inspiration and expiration. That means to say during both phases of respiration, the interval A to P2 interval is going to be more than 30 milliseconds.
30 milliseconds. Yes,
okay. So now still A2 is occurring earlier, P2 is occurring later. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what is the reason for this wide split? Either A2 is occurring earlier or P2 is occurring later.
Sir, P2 is occurring later because of the in a left because of the left to right shunt.
No. P2 you can say P2 occurs later whenever there is a delay in RV contraction, either electrically or mechanically.
Okay.
Where is that electrical activation occurring delayed in RV? When you have a right bundle branch
Right bundle branch block,
block,
sir.
or when you have a pacing from the left ventricle side. Okay,
Yes, sir.
LV pacing, or LV ectopics. They can
LV
produce
ectopics, yes.
just similar to right bundle branch block because LV is activating earlier there. Okay, so this is the electrical delay in RV.
RV.
What are the causes of mechanical delay in RV contraction?
Sir, presence of
Whenever
valvular
the RV
PS,
volume is going to be increased,
increase.
or RV electromechanical systole is increased. Okay, so one is
atrial septal
volume
defect,
atrial
yes,
septal
sir.
defect, total anomalous pulmonary venous connection, rupture
TAPVC
signs
and
of valvular aneurysm into the
RA.
right ventricle.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
or
sir.
RA. Okay, both right side into. So that leads to mechanical prolongation.
Delays.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What are the other causes where there is a pressure overload? Which can also
Pulmonary stenosis, sir.
pulmonic stenosis. Very good.
Stenosis.
Okay, so that can lead to prolongation of mechanical systole. So all of them can delay the P2.
P2,
Okay, now
yes, sir.
tell me causes of early A2.
Sir, early A2 occurs with severe MR, sir, mitral regurgitation.
Very good.
And
Large VSD.
large views, yes, sir.
MR and large VSD. Okay, why does it
Yes.
occur? Because the aortic wall is closing earlier. Why?
Yes.
Because a part of LV
Is
opening into some
decompressing
other
to
chamber.
PA, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
not only emptying only into the aorta, it's also opening into some other chamber. So in MR, it's draining into the left atrium.
Left
Okay,
atrium.
and in VSD, it's ejecting into the right ventricle. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
part of LV volume is going into some other chamber. There's a reason aortic wall is closing earlier. So there's a reason for a wide split. But
Wide split.
in all these conditions, most of the time it's wide and variable.
Yes.
Okay, but what is the cause of a wide and fixed split? What do you mean by fixed split?
Sir, fixed is because in both the phase of respiration, the A to P2 duration is same. That is
Same,
fixed.
yes. So what
Yes, sir.
happens normally, as I told you, 30 and 45. Okay,
Yes.
from expiration to inspiration, the A2 interval is increasing by how many milliseconds? 15 milliseconds.
Yes, sir. 10 to
Okay.
15. Yes, sir.
But when it's not increasing by 15 milliseconds, okay, then
Yes.
it's appreciated as a fixed split. That means the A2 movement and P2 movement remains, okay, they are either becoming, okay, counterbalanced, okay, or they
Yes.
are not moving at all. Okay,
Yes.
that's the reason. So what are the
Yes.
conditions where you get a fixed split?
Sir, in atrial septal defect, common atrium.
That means A2 is not
And,
occurring early and P2 is not occurring. P2 is not getting delayed, or if they are getting counterbalanced.
Counterbalance. Yes.
So where does this occur?
Sir, fixed
In ASD.
splitting.
In
ASD,
ASD is
sir.
the classical example of a wide and fixed split.
Fixed split,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So now coming to ASD, tell me what's the cause of wide split here? What's the mechanism of wide split here? What's the mechanism of fixed split here?
Okay, sir. Sir, mechanism of wide split is because of the increased right ventricular stroke volume and increased capacitance of the pulmonary artery, sir.
Pulmonary
Two reasons.
circulation.
Circulation.
Okay.
Sir. That is causing wide split. The fixed is because the venous return and the left to right shunt are counterbalanced during the phases of respiration, sir. So during inspiration, venous return is more, so left to right shunt will be.
No. What is getting counterbalanced is the systemic venous return.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the transatrial flow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The left to right flow across the ASD and the systemic venous return get counterbalanced. Okay.
Counterbalanced.
So during inspiration, when the systemic venous return is increasing, the left to right shunt across ASD is decreasing.
Decreasing, yes, sir.
Okay. And during expiration, when systemic venous return is decreasing, the left to right shunt across ASD is increasing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So because of this city, there's no movement of this. So the movement is exactly counterbalanced. Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
because of this, the split remains fixed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
Yes,
wide split is, as you told you, because of the increased. Okay. So what happens when I close the ASD? Will the wide and fixed split disappear or remain present?
Sir, it will disappear, sir. Wide will disappear.
Okay.
Yes,
70% of patients with ASD,
Yes,
okay, the wide and fixed split remains like that only. Okay. So that is the reason the concept of hangout interval and the concept of compliance, okay, distensibility and the hangout interval of the great arteries came into being. Okay.
Yes.
Because if it's only because of left to right shunt across the ASD, okay, after closing the ASD, it should disappear. But phonocardographically, they found that in 70% of the patients, even after closing the ASD, the wide and fixed split remains like that, it doesn't disappear. Okay, and there's a reason where the hangout interval. Now tell me about your hangout interval now. This is the right time to discuss hangout interval.
Yes. Sir, hangout interval.
So remember,
It's
70% of post-surgical ASD is, okay, wide and fixed split remains. Okay,
yes,
don't forget that. This is a very important point which all of you should remember.
After, sir, one question, sir. After
Yeah, please.
isomerization, ASD,
After
the fixed will remain what?
after
Isomerization, sir. Isomerization.
after
After
isomerization in
developing
ASD,
pH,
isomerization what I will
reversal of
do, because what will happen there also you get a fixed split. Okay, so I discussed about wide and fixed split. I didn't discuss about the narrow and fixed split. Okay, in narrow and fixed split, you have whenever you have a high frequency component of a sound, there the human ear can make out differences which are as little as 20 milliseconds. So as I told you, 30 milliseconds is for sounds which are normal frequency. But when you have sounds which are very high frequency, okay, especially if the second component is high frequency, then the human ear is able to discern two sounds as two sounds even if they are separated by 20 milliseconds. Okay, in pH, classically you get a narrow and fixed split. So in isomerization, the fixity is because of increased pulmonary vascular resistance. The fixity will remain because of the development of isomerization. Now, what I was discussing was
okay, sir.
something I was discussing now.
hangout interval, sir.
Yeah, hangout interval. Yeah. So tell me about that now.
Yes, sir. Sir, the hangout interval is the time interval from crossover of pressure between the ventricle and the great artery
Yeah.
to the actual closure of the valve.
Yeah. So
That is
normally
the time.
when the ventricle pressure falls below that of the great arterial pressure, when the ventricle is relaxing, okay, we expect when it falls below the great arterial pressure, the semilunar nerve valve to close and produce a
Close.
sound. Okay,
Yes.
but it doesn't happen. The closure occurs a little time afterwards. Okay, how much time afterwards on the right side and how much time afterwards on the left side?
Sir, actually, right side is 2 to 5 times more longer,
Ah,
sir, the hangout
uh-huh.
interval compared to the left side, sir.
Okay, so right side 120 to 130 milliseconds, left side 35 to 45 milliseconds. Okay, this is the time interval between crossover between the ventricular and arterial pressure curve and the occurrence of the sound. That is a more of a phonocardiographic with a pressure tracing phenomenon. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what's happening when because of ASD, the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary circulation has been exposed to a large volume overload over a period of time, due to which the artery dilates and the pulmonary circulation we expect them to dilate. Okay, so because of this, the hangout interval, that the pressure wave which comes back to close the semilunar wall is delayed further. Okay, so this after closure of the ASD, okay, this takes years to normalize, and in more than half of the people it may never normalize. Okay, and there's a reason because of this increased hangout interval, the split remains wide. And I already answered about the remaining of the fixity with respect to this one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it cannot move much, the P2, it remains where it is. Okay, because the pulmonary artery wave reflection properties are being changed over a period of time. And that's one of the reasons ideal age of closure for ASD will be school going age, that 3 to 5 years of age. If you close the ASD, the chances of pulmonary circulation regressing, RV regressing, RA regressing are much higher when compared to each year delay in closure of the ASD. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the reason for the wide and fixed split. So now, what's your diagnosis? Coming to your diagnosis now. Complete cardiac diagnosis.
Situs solitus levocardia,
Situs solitus levocardia, acyanotic,
congenital heart disease, pre-tricuspid shunt, that's atrial septal defect.
Okay, no, I'll stop it here. What type of pre-tricuspid shunts? Can you enumerate pre-tricuspid shunts?
Yes, a pre-tricuspid is atrial septal defect, then TAPVC, common atrium, Gerbody's defect.
Okay, TAPVC, Gerbody's defect. Okay, 3, 4, common atrium is 5.
And then RSOV to RA.
RSOV to RA, very good. Yeah,
coronary
6.
cameral fistula to RSOV.
Very good, very good. Coronary cameral fistula to the right atrium. Very good. Yeah. So these are all pre-tricuspid shunts here. So why among all these you are considering ASD? Okay, computer diagnosis ASD.
So compared to, because sir, wide and fixed split will be there in ASD when compared to the others.
No, justification I'll ask you later. ASD, yes, computer diagnosis first.
Complete.
ASD.
Okay. ASD, left to right shunt, QPQS of more than 1.5:1, that is significant QPQS. Moderate mitral regurgitation, severe PAH, No signs of heart failure, infective
Severe PAH you
endocarditis,
told, no? No signs of heart failure, no infective endocarditis, okay.
sinus rhythm,
Mhm.
and NYHA class 3, sir,
NYHA class 3 present.
present,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So now, what is lacking in a diagnosis? I'll point you out. Okay. You told me about ASD. It's good that you told me about the shunt, left to right
Yes, sir.
shunt of more than 1.5:1. But you didn't
Yes.
tell me what the size of the ASD. You think it's a small ASD, moderate ASD, large ASD. When you tell about shunt of more than
Okay, sir.
1.5, okay, I expect at least moderate to large
Moderate to
ASD.
large
Small ASD
ASD.
is not there. I expect that. So you
Yes,
can
sir.
tell that
Okay.
that will give you some additional marks. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
The moderate to large ASD with a left
Yes.
to right shunt of more than 1.5:1.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think it is ASD?
Sir, wide and fixed split is more in favor, goes in favor of ASD. Second is
No, but you
parasternal
told me
left.
so many conditions. No, that
Yes,
we
sir.
can have wide and fixed split.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why do you think it is a ASD only and not something else? Not TAPVC?
Sir, in TAPVC and all, they will have desaturation, sir. So saturations will be less than 90%, sir.
Very good. So
80, 86,
there is no
87%.
mild cyanosis at all.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No
So without
cyanosis.
desaturation, so TAPVC I want to rule out. Very good.
Yes, sir.
What about an RSOV? What about coronary cameral fistula?
Sir, those they will not have wide and fixed splitting, sir.
They will not have a fixed split. Okay.
Split.
Yes, they
Then
can
the
have wide,
murmurs.
but they will not have fixed split. Okay, but TAPVC can have wide and fixed.
Yes, sir.
Is it not? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
ASD can be obligate in TAPVC.
Yes, sir. ASD is
ASD
obligatory.
is obligatory. Okay, so they can
Yes.
have wide and fixed split. Okay,
Yes,
but
sir.
its total saturation is okay. One thing against.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Sir, the other differentials which we kept as a pre-tricuspid, then they will have their own murmurs. So like in RSOV, they will have a continuous murmur.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes, yes. With
then,
RA, all the more we expect a continuous murmur to be there, superficial continuous murmur.
yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
on the right side also. Okay, right parasternal border.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
which is not there. Okay. For the other points in favor of ASD, is a murmur going in favor of ASD?
Yes, sir. The flow across the pulmonary wall will produce the ejection murmur, ejection systolic murmur, which will be early or mid-picking only, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So why
that
it produces only across pulmonary wall? Okay, what is circulation in ASD?
sir, across tricuspid also they should produce a flow murmur, that is mid-diastolic murmur,
Yeah. So
which
why it
I
is not
looked for.
producing?
Yes, sir. I looked for it, but I could not appreciate it, sir.
You couldn't appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why you are getting only? So is it possible or you missed it?
Sir, possible,
Suppose I
sir.
do a phonocardiogram. Will you have a flow murmur across tricuspid wall?
Yes, sir. It will be there because there is
Oh
increased
God.
flow.
No. Increased flow across tricuspid wall indicates the shunt is even larger. Okay.
Yes, sir.
A shunt of more than 1.5:1, you will have a flow murmur in the pulmonary area. Okay. Whereas a shunt of more than 3:1, you will have
Will
a flow
produce,
across the tricuspid wall. Okay. The
Yes,
basic premise is, okay,
Yes,
a murmur is produced when you have
Yes,
an increased flow across a
Yes,
normal wall or
Okay.
normal flow across a wall which is obstructed. Okay.
Obstructed. Yes,
So
sir.
normally the tricuspid wall is the largest wall. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The area
Yes.
will be about 8 to 10 square
10
centimeters.
centimeters square. Yes.
Okay, 8 to 10 square centimeters.
Yes, sir.
Whereas the pulmonary wall is the smallest wall. The area is around 1.5 to 2 square centimeters. Okay. The
Yes,
next
sir.
larger wall is the aortic wall, and the next larger wall is the mitral wall. Okay, so
Yes.
tricuspid is largest, then mitral, then aortic, then pulmonary. So naturally, whenever the pulmonary blood flow is increased, the murmur is going to be produced first at the pulmonary wall. Okay, because turbulence is going to be produced first at the pulmonary wall. Okay, only if the shunt is going to increase furthermore, then the murmur will be produced across the tricuspid wall.
Tricuspid.
Okay, so you require a shunt of 3:1 to produce a murmur across tricuspid, or at least 2.5:1. Okay, whereas a 1.5:1 is sufficient to produce a murmur across the pulmonary wall. Because the smallest wall, there is a reason all the flow murmurs first appear at the pulmonary wall. You take anemia, you take pregnancy, most of the time the flow murmur will be heard at the second left
Pulmonary
intercostal space, not across the tricuspid or not even across the mitral, or for that matter aortic wall also. Okay, aortic wall, one reason is it's larger than pulmonary, second reason it's behind. Okay, it's posterior. Okay, whereas mitral and tricuspid, they are quite large. Okay, 4 to 6 for mitral and 8 to 10 for tricuspid, 2.5 to 3.5 for the aorta. Okay, and 1.5 to 2.5 for the pulmonary. These are the areas which are there. Okay, so there is a reason. So if I do echocardiography also here, in this case, if the shunt is less than 3:1, I'm not going to record a murmur across the tricuspid wall. Tricuspid flow murmur is not going to be recorded here.
Yes.
Okay. Then why do you think ASD, you told murmur is there and all. What do you think is the cause of mitral regurgitation here?
Sir, it can be because of mitral valve prolapse, one.
Mhm.
Then, sir, other reasons for MR in ASD will be cleft lip,
Very good. Okay.
AML,
So
sir.
the important thing which you should remember is,
Yes, sir.
okay, the types of ASD. Okay. What are the types? Ostium primum, ostium
Ostium
secundum,
secundum,
then
sinus
sinus
venosus.
venosus. Okay, these are the
Yes,
types
sir.
of ASDs. Ostium
Yes, sir.
secundum ASD, which occurs in the secundum portion of the atria septum, is the most common. Okay,
Most common, sir.
the
Yes,
most common is the
70%
most
around.
frequent ASD. Okay, and in
Yes,
this
sir.
ASD, okay,
Yes.
mitral valve prolapse
Yes,
occurs.
sir.
Okay, in 10% of the individuals as an
Yes.
associated anomaly. Okay, most of the
Yes.
time structurally mitral valve can be normal. Okay, but it's because of the small left ventricle. So whenever the
Geometrical
left ventricle is
difference.
small, yeah, when the
Yes.
LV is small, mitral valve prolapse chances are going to be high.
Higher.
So ostium
Yes.
secundum, 10% of the individuals can have MVP, and they can have MVP with or without mitral regurgitation. As an
Yes, sir.
ostium primum defect, okay,
Then,
a part of the complete endocardial cushion defect will be a cleft in the anterior mitral leaflet.
leaflet. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sometimes, rarely, a cleft in the AML can occur as an isolated partial endocardial cushion defect. But here we are discussing ASD with this one. So 5% to 10% we can have a ostium primum ASD also. There they can
Yes,
have
sir.
and all. But ostium primum ASD, most of the time as a part of endocardial cushion defect, they develop rapid accent minimization within the
Yes,
first
sir.
year of life. Within the
Yes.
first year of life. So in this case, probably it's going to be little unlikely. Then coming
Unlikely.
to sinus venosus defect. Sinus venosus defects, most of the time they are quite small. Okay, SVC type, IVC type, or coronary sinus type. Okay, most of the time they are quite small. They do not produce a shunt which is larger than 1 to 1.2. Okay, more than 1.5 is a little unusual. Okay, and most of the time in SVC defects are suspected either on ECG, okay, or on making a murmur, or on making out a murmur, or on echocardiography when you get an RARV dilated. Okay,
Dilatation. Yes,
they
sir.
may not be symptomatic most of the time. Okay,
Yes, sir.
if they are symptomatic, the most common symptoms in SVC type of ASD will be atrial arrhythmias. Okay, especially conduction blocks presenting like
Yes.
a sinus node disease or sick
Dysfunction.
sinus
Yes, sir.
symptom, sinus node dysfunction. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that's the most common presentation, presenting with pauses, presenting with irregular palpitations, presenting with syncope, pre-syncope. Those are the presentations of a sinus venosus
Sinus.
ASD. So that one should remember. So here we are left most probably with a ostium secundum ASD only. Okay. Then what do you think the MR in ostium secundum ASD is because of mitral valve
Prolapse.
prolapse? Okay.
Yes.
But here, when you want to make out whether the MR is because of MVP or because
Yes.
of chronic rheumatic heart disease or because of secondary MR or because of some ischemia or some other condition, muscle dysfunction leading to MR, the most
Yes.
important finding in the clinical examination will be what? Dynamic
S1
auscultation.
dynamic auscultation. Dynamic
Unless you
auscultation.
do dynamic auscultation, you lose all case here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so examination. Once you have PSM at the mitral area, you describe me all other features except for dynamic auscultation. MVP murmur on standing, what will happen?
Sir, it will prolong, sir. The murmur will
Increase,
be
yeah,
longer
increase
duration.
in length. Okay,
Increase in
whereas on
length. Yes, sir.
squatting, it will decrease in length.
Decrease in length. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that you have to remember, and that basic dynamic auscultation can be done in all the people. Even if you do not want to do other maneuvers like hand grip, isometric hand, okay, or Valsalva and all that. Okay,
Yes.
MVP behaves exactly opposite of rheumatic MR. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but all other murmurs decrease on standing, but a murmur of MVP MR increases in length on standing.
Standing.
Okay, similar to HSM murmur, which increases in intensity on standing.
Standing, sir. Yes.
Okay, so these two things you should remember. So examination, you lose marks if you do not tell me
Dynamic
okay,
auscultation.
what's the MR due to number one, and number
Yes, sir.
the most important dynamic auscultation. Whenever you are getting a murmur at the apex without dynamic auscultation, examination is going to be incomplete. Okay, so there's a lesson you should take with you. So here you are thinking is it MVP here?
Sir, but only thing is, sir, I didn't. Yes, sir. Possibly,
Yeah,
probability is higher.
there's only
about
possibility I
MVP.
can understand. Okay,
Yes, sir.
probability of MVP with MR to be very high here rather than any other cause. Okay, but
Yes,
is
sir.
it possible they can have a rheumatic MR also with AST?
Possible, sir.
Very
Yeah,
good.
sir.
What condition called as?
Sir, so that is actually the MS with ASD is Lutembecker,
Yes,
but
Lutembecker.
yes,
Okay, why not
but
romantic
MR,
MR with the case is Lutembecker? Okay, carry
yes,
on, no
sir.
problem. Agree with you,
Yes,
agree with you. Yeah. So these
yeah,
all things, okay, I'll tell you. Okay, these are the fallacies of science and all.
yes,
Carry on, yeah.
yes. Sir, actually, sir, this is old case, so I don't have the ECG and X-ray, sir.
My God, my God. Any examination at a DM, DNB level without ECG, without X-ray is just, I think, in cardiology, okay, remember 5 fingers, upper hand. Okay,
Yes,
history, physical
yeah,
examination,
ECG,
ECG,
X-ray and
just
echo.
okay, and
Yes,
final
sir.
will be the echo. Okay, then
Echo.
you can give a punch. Okay, but without this one, it's unlikely. Okay, so
Yes,
what
sir.
did the ECG at least findings you can tell me?
Yes, sir. Actually,
You
sir,
cannot project the ECG here, so at least findings you can tell me.
sir, actually, I don't have the ECG with me, sir. Otherwise, I would have
Ah,
projected, sir.
findings are not there. No projection, they are not needed. If might have the findings might be written, been written somewhere. No,
No, sir. Actually, this is
why
like
did you
almost
take
like,
this date from?
sir, I have written this case. We have presented this case in the departments also, sir. The
Oh God, okay, so written it in the notebook.
notebooks, sir.
But probably what you can do, at least you can take out the case sheet and let me know,
Uh,
because the medical records will be there. No, you can take help of the
yeah.
medical records department,
Yes, sir.
and definitely one ECG will be there in the case sheet, one X-ray will be there in the case sheet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that will really help us in discussing. There's a lot to be discussed there. Okay, then I will leave it there, and I will ask you the theoretical part of ECG.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
what do you expect in ostium secundum? Can you, based on ECG, what is the importance of ECG in ASD diagnosis?
Yes, sir. Sir, ECG is helpful in diagnosing the type of ASD, sir.
Very good.
In ostium secundum, we'll get a clockwise loop, right axis deviation.
Mm. So
With
ostium secundum as well as ostium primum.
yes, sir.
Okay, what will happen
Ostium
in ostium
primum,
secundum? Right axis deviation and ostium secundum. Okay,
yes,
ostium
sir.
primum, what will be the
Left
axis?
left
Very
axis
good, left
deviation,
axis
sir.
deviation. Okay, but you
And
can get right bundle
counterclockwise
branch block in both.
in both, yes, sir.
Okay, so any ECG right bundle branch block. Okay, we think of an ASD number one.
Yes,
Okay, 85% of ASDs will have a right bundle branch block on the ECG. Okay,
yes,
and
yes,
this RBP, what is it due to?
sir. Sir, RBB, sir, there, it is quoted that it can be due to the hypertrophy of the crista.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, RBB is due to nothing but
RV dilatation.
volume overload. Remember your
Volume
Shamroth.
overload. Okay.
Remember your Shamroth. What he has
Okay,
given the volume overload. RB volume overload is nothing but RBB. Okay,
okay,
so you should
okay,
remember that the right bundle branch, the conduction remains normal. So the most
okay,
important thing is right bundle branch is not diseased. The conduction remains normal. It's only because of right ventricular
prolonged.
volume overload you're getting a RBB here. Okay,
Okay,
so that is the most important point to be made at the ASD. 85% of ASDs are going to have right bundle branch block. Then coming to the axis, already we discussed right axis deviation in this one, left
yes, sir.
axis deviation in this one. In sinus venosus defect, what happens?
Sir, sinus venosus, the P, it is mainly the P wave,
Very
sir.
good. You get a left
Problem.
axis deviation of the P wave.
P wave, yes,
Okay,
sir.
left
Superior
axis deviation
axis.
of P wave is very
So,
characteristic of a sinus venosus,
sinus venosus.
especially SVC type. Okay,
Yes, sir.
in IVC type you may not have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that you should remember. Then, if the ASD is long standing, you expect them to have atrial arrhythmias. Okay,
Arrhythmias.
atrial
Yes,
fibrillation can also occur. Of course,
yes,
they can have other atrial arrhythmias also. So these are all
yes,
the ECG features.
yes.
Okay. So what about the X-ray, chest X-ray here? What do you expect on chest X-ray?
So chest X-ray in ASD, they will have RARV dilatation and
Okay,
pulmonary
good.
arteries will be prominent, sir.
No, no, no.
With,
You should say when the ASD
in
is large, you have the chambers which are dilated. Right atrium, right
right
ventricle,
ventricle
main
and
pulmonary artery,
main
right
pulmonary
pulmonary
and
artery.
yes,
Right pulmonary artery.
RDP.
Okay, because
Yes,
the circulation is more predominantly directed towards the right pulmonary artery.
yes,
Okay, as compared to left pulmonary artery. So there is some
yes,
disparity between RPA and LPA size here.
yes.
Okay, RA, RV, MPA,
MPA and
RPA.
RPA.
Very
Yes,
classical of an ASD when you get on this one. Along with
yes.
this, you get increased pulmonary
Blood flow,
vascularity
sir.
or
Yes,
increased
sir.
pulmonary blood flow, as evidenced by what on X-ray?
End-on vessels we can see, sir.
Yeah, more than 5
More
end-on
than
vessels.
5 on both
Okay.
lungs filled or
Uh-huh.
more than 3 on one side, sir.
Okay, so more than end-on vessels, and that to be should be away from the hilum, not in
Hilum,
the
sir.
exactly in the hilum. It should be a little away from the hilum. or you
Okay.
should be able to trace the pulmonary artery up to the costal margin. Okay,
Okay.
that's one more.
Lateral 1/3. Yes. Sir.
Okay, then if I take you some dimension, can you tell me as per dimension which one? Suppose I want to measure the pulmonary artery. Is there any cutoff point given? Any right pulmonary, okay,
Sir, right
artery
pulmonary
divides
artery
into
is,
upper, middle, and lower lobe. Okay, so the
Okay.
lower branch, right, low pulmonary artery, if it measures more than 17,
17 in males and 16 in
uh,
females. Sir.
yes, very good, 17 mm.
Yes,
And
sir.
16 mm in females. Okay, so if that's more than that, it indicates again it's a sign of
Dilated.
increased pulmonary blood flow. In the olden days, they used to call it as a pulmonary plethora.
Plethora. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Then cardiomegaly may be present. Okay, they can have, depending on the size of the SVC, sinus venosus ASD, cardiac is generally normal. Osteoporosis ASD, cardiomegaly will be there. Okay,
sir.
and
Because of left LVR.
ASD with MR, how the picture will change? Tell me.
Sir, ASD with MR, sir, they can have, sir, LA also dilatation can be there, sir, present. And even left percent will increase in this patient, sir.
Yeah, because LA dilatation is not there because what's happening? The LA is getting decompressed into the right atrium.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but here what will happen? Some LV enlargement. Classical in ASD, the chambers which are small in X-ray are left ventricle and small aorta.
Yes,
okay, when ascending aorta is small and left ventricle is small and other chambers are dilated, as I told you, that's very classical of ASD. But when you have mitral regurgitation, the LV gets enlarged. Okay, so this classical picture is lost. Okay, but if you look at the aorta, ascending aorta, if the ascending aorta is small, okay, that gives you a clue that probably we are dealing with a pre-tricuspid shunt here. That's an ASD here. Okay, along with MR, probably then ASD there. So that is what you have to look at the X-ray. Okay, then echo. Coming to echo, can you discuss about the echo here?
Yes, sir. Echo, sir, I have only the final diagnosis in the echo.
Final diagnosis? No. So first, what type of echo will you do here? Which is the single best view to diagnose ASD?
Subcostal view, sir.
Very good. Subcostal short axis or long axis? Short axis.
Short axis.
Yes, very good. Subcostal short axis is nothing but the four-chamber view.
Okay.
View, okay. Why not other views? Why this is the best view?
Sir, the echo dropout can be clearly seen, and the pulse Doppler color flow also.
You should listen to me. Okay. In this view, the anteatrial septum is perpendicular to the ultrasound beam. Yes. Whenever the area of interest, is perpendicular to the ultrasound beam, the resolution is highest. Whenever the area of interest is parallel to the ultrasound beam, the resolution is the lowest. The resolution, I mean to say, as I told you about the two heart sounds being had as two heart sounds for human ear, here resolution means 2 points being detected as 2 points by the ultrasound beam. So that means the resolution highest means even smaller difference or smaller distance between 2 points will be detected as 2 points here when it's perpendicular. So in the subcostal short axis view, IAS is perpendicular, hence it's the best. But whereas you can get a fast dropout in the apical fourth chamber or other views also. What are the other findings on the echo? Along with the dropout, other than the dropout, what else will you see on the echocardiogram?
So RARV dilatation.
Very good. RARV and MPA dilated. MPA also you can see it is dilated there. On echo can make out, no? Is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
MPA, which view will you take for MPA? Dilatation of MPA.
Sir, parasternal short axis view, sir. Aortic.
Yeah, so you should be prepared for this. Should not take so much.
Yes,
should not take so much of time. Parasternal short axis view at the great artery level.
Great artery.
At the great artery level. That tells me whether you have discussed enough cases or not. The way you present. If you not present echo, then it becomes difficult. So RARV dilated, MPA dilated. What else in this case? MR.
MBP we should look for.
Look for the severity of MR, which we'll discuss in some other cases. Echo severity of MR, some other class we will discuss. Anything else in the echo you would like to look for in ASD?
Sir, abnormal venous connection, sir. Pulmonary venous connection.
Very good. So in other words, what are the associated anomalies with ASD? What is the most common associated anomaly with ASD?
PAPVC, sir, 10 to 15%.
No. I'm taking all ASDs, not only sinus venosus. It's pulmonic stenosis. Okay, valvular pulmonic stenosis is the most common abnormality, associated anomaly, number one. Okay, and if it's sinus venosus ASD, PAPVC, the right upper
Yes.
pulmonary vein, PVC, okay, PVC involving the right upper pulmonary vein is the most common. Okay, another other abnormalities.
Sir, left SVC also can be present, sir, in
LSVC and all, no. ASD, there's not much frequent association with that. Okay, what else? So PS, I told you, look for PS.
PS.
Okay. So how will you detect an echo valve PS is there or not? What
Sir,
will happen? The pulmonary flow will, can you calculate the shunt on echo?
yes, sir. We can calculate QPQS, sir. We can calculate. Sir.
Very good. QP, QS and all. So here, which flow will be increased? QP or QS?
QP, sir, will increase.
QP will be increased. Okay, so when
Yes,
QP
sir.
is increased, the pulmonary flow velocity is going to be increased.
Increased, yes, sir.
Okay, whereas in PS also, pulmonary flow velocity is going to be increased.
Yes, sir. It will be increased.
Okay, so how will you differentiate between the two? Whether this flow velocity is because of PS or because of ASD itself?
Sir, the color flow turbulence we should look for, sir.
Color flow turbulence will be there in both. Whenever the flow is increased, turbulence will be there. Whenever the turbulent flow, whenever there's obstruction, turbulent flow will be there. So you look for the pulmonary wall doming and thickening.
Okay.
Okay, so it's only a visual anatomical description, not anything to do with the Doppler. Okay, this is the commonest mistake which most of the cardiologists, even 5 years after past PM, they will be doing it. Okay, always remember, increased velocity does not indicate PS. Okay, look for the pulmonary wall anatomy there. A doming, thickening, okay, and a incomplete opening will tell you that probably we are dealing with a isolated along with the associated valvular pulmonic stenosis in ASD. Okay, what else on the echo? Which is the best echo modality? Suppose I give you all echo modalities, like in Aaron Ujale, you have everything. Okay, 2D echo, you are doubtful. What next will you do?
Transesophageal echocardiography.
Very good. Transesophageal echocardiography is very sensitive and highly specific also.
Specific.
Okay, the sensitivity and specificity for T is much higher than transthoracic echo for diagnosis of ASD.
ASD.
Okay, so you can confirm your diagnosis, you can detect about the size of the ASD. Also, you can have the association with the complications. Okay, what the complications have occurred, associated anomalies, and the effect on the chambers. But more important than that, you can look at the rims.
Rim sizing.
Yes. Yeah, that is for what?
Device closure plan.
Very good. So, what is the largest ASD size which can be closed with a device?
So
38 mm. Okay, remember that. Okay,
yes,
take it from 38, no 40.
38.
Okay, yeah. And what is the most important rim you will look for when you're looking for all the rims? Which is the most important rim?
Sir, IVC rim and the superior rim, sir.
Oh, superior rim is not necessary at all. IVC rim 1, 2, atrioventricular. Subaortic again not required. Okay, atrioventricular. Okay.
Atrioventricular and
how much should be the minimum atrioventricular rim?
5 millimeters, sir.
Yeah, very good. Okay, because the rim is going to be the ASD. Okay, surrounding the this one, how much it will be? 3 to 4 mm. Okay, the disc. Okay, the disc beyond the central portion is going to be 3 to 4 mm. So unless it's more than 5 mm, are going to create problems either with the mitral valve closure and erosion also. And mitral valve closure is going to be problematic. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we do ASD closure here? Interventional device closure here?
Sir, the patient is having MR, sir, mitral prolapse with moderate MR.
Moderate MR. Okay, so we have to assess the severity of MR diligently. Yes, okay, then only take a decision about the closure here. Okay, is it likely that MR may disappear after we close the ASD?
Yes, sir. If it is because of the geometrical change, not because of the mitral prolapse itself, then it can disappear.
I told you because it's a small LV. Okay, once you close the ASD, probably it may disappear after that one. Okay, but that's only with patient counseling and explaining to the patient, giving them the option of surgery versus this one. Then only probably are justified in doing a device closure, and that too if the mitral valve is structurally normal. Okay, if the mitral valve shows changes of myxomatous valve, probably then you are better off sending him for surgery. Okay. Yes. Then what is the role of cath here? Does this lady require, this girl require catheterization?
Sir, actually, sir, not required, sir, because, sir, clinically and with echo, sir, we know the
number one, as per age, she does not require. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Unless the age is more than 30 or okay, 40. Okay.
Yes, sir.
They will go for all patients will go for coronary angio before Okay, surgery for CHD or
Sir.
VHD, valvular heart disease. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that
Yes, sir.
things go on changing, the recommendations go on changing. Okay, it was
Yes, sir.
45 for females and 55 for males once upon a time. Again, it became 45 for
40
everybody,
years.
then 40 for this one, and also the guidelines keep on changing. Okay,
Yes,
should
sir.
be knowing the current guidelines also. Okay,
Yes.
then in this type of a case, what are the indications of cardiac cath? You were telling me.
Uh,
When the clinical features are not corresponding, okay, not corroborating with echocardiography.
echocardiography.
Number. Okay, that is
Yes,
the indication for cardiac cath. But here, I hope because we do not have the echo report, you have, you told no?
Yes, sir. Echo report.
Then you can read aloud the echo report.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's ostium secundum ASD of 28 millimeter in size, sir.
Okay.
And with moderate MR, sir, with MBP it was, sir. Mitral prolapse, AML
Okay.
prolapse it was.
Okay.
And PA systolic pressure was around 60, sir.
60.
60 millimeter.
That's how much is the TR then?
TR was, sir, mild, sir, actually.
TR was mild.
Mild,
Okay.
yes, sir. And EF was normal, sir. That's all, sir. Echo report.
Okay, so one thing we should remember, the pulmonary artery pressure is going to be incongruent here. Okay, a PA
Yes,
pressure of 60 is unexpected here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
primary isomerization occurs only in 10% of the ASDs.
Yes,
Okay,
sir, 10%.
as compared to VSDs and PDs, isomerization is very rare in ASD.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ASD generally they presents with heart failure, congestive heart failure. And if isomerization occurs, the first thing you should think that too in a girl of this age is primary pulmonary arterial hypertension.
Hypertension, PPH.
Okay, so the 60 somehow is quite high. Okay, this
Yes.
qualifies for a definition of severe PAH. Okay, or at
Yes.
least moderate PAH. Okay, so then how do you
Yes.
explain this PAH here?
Uh,
So first,
Sir,
another possibility is that the patient has an MR. Okay,
yes, sir.
so probably the LA is non-compliant and the pressure is getting transmitted back to the
Pulmonary vein
circulation.
through.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
MR can
So-
explain if the LA is non-compliant. Okay,
Yes,
any
sir.
other reason for the PA pressure here?
Uh,
So here, this PA pressure gives me an indication for cardiac cath here. Okay. So once
Okay, sir.
you have echo PA pressure of 60 in a ASD of 28 mm with moderate MR, I like to go for cardiac cath and look for the PA pressure in the cath laboratory, catheterization laboratory. That will give me the
Yes, sir.
correct PA pressure. Okay. How do you
Yes,
measure
sir.
PA pressure in the cath lab?
Sir, with endol catheter, sir. Either
You do a right heart catheterization, number
right
one.
catheter. Right.
Okay, you go
Yes,
through the right femoral vein. Okay,
Right
number
femoral
two.
vein.
Or you can go
Yes.
through the right jugular vein also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then three, what is the catheter you will use?
Sir, endol catheters we should use either
Endol
multi-purpose.
catheter. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Why only endol catheter?
Sir, the
Why not
pressure,
a catheter with the side holes?
sir, sidal,
You see,
pressure.
endol
Yes,
should
sir.
be used when you want to wedge the catheter.
Okay, sir.
Okay, here even the presence of side holes is not going to matter. Okay, because the pulmonary artery is huge and I am not going to wedge my catheter in the pulmonary artery. If I
Okay.
want to take the pulmonary capillary wedge pressure, there's a time I take a endol catheter.
Okay.
Okay, when I do not want to pulmonary capillary, I do not want to wedge the catheter, I do not want to take pulmonary capillary wedge pressure, I do not use the endol catheter. I can very well do it with a sidal catheter also. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so what is the common catheter you use? Name the catheter.
Schwann-Ganz catheter we commonly
Swan-Ganz
use, sir.
catheter. Okay,
Yes,
or a
sir.
Berman angiographic catheter.
Berman catheter. Yes, sir.
Okay, Swan-Ganz is okay. Berman angiographic catheter nowadays most of the time we are using. Okay, and we can also
Yes.
use a pulmonary multi-purpose catheter.
Multi-purpose.
Okay. MPA1 or
sir.
MPA2 can be used. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
MPA1, MPA2 both can be used. Okay, because
Both can be.
again the Berman angiographic is a little more costly. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and it cannot be reused most of the times. Okay, whereas the multi-purpose you can reuse it also. Okay, and it
Okay.
can be used. So this is the preferable catheter will be MPA catheter. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What was the classical endole catheter? Can you name one endole catheter because you invited that question now? Endole catheter, can anybody tell?
Sir, corner.
Kurnan catheter, very good. How
Kurnan
many of you have
catheter.
seen Kurnan catheter?
Not since.
Not seen? Okay. If you
No,
come to Hyderabad, come to my lab, I'll show you one. Okay. We have a
Okay, sir.
Kurnan, I worked on that catheter when I was a postgraduate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
but
sir.
the only
And
disadvantage was it is one of the most stiff. Okay, but I can use it
Yes,
for
sir.
more than thousands and thousands. It's one of the best catheters. Okay, but nowadays with MPA we are hardly using that. Okay, but I kept it for my museum. Okay, and
Okay.
then Conan can be used, okay, or a multi-purpose can be used. Anything else? We're left in the catheterization. And when it's 60, suppose in PA pressure is 60, even on catheterization also. What will you do next?
Sir, actually, sir, if PA pressures are less than 2/3, then we can still think of, but then PVR we have to
Less
calculate,
than
sir.
2/3 of what?
2/3 of systolic pressure.
Yeah. So whenever you are comparing 2/3 of systolic pressure,
systolic,
okay,
yes, sir.
you will calculate the
Systolic
number one. It's always better you calculate the pulmonary
PVR,
vascular
sir.
resistance.
Sir.
Okay, and if it is high, okay, because you can divide them into hyperkinetic pH. Okay, because of increased flow, pH can be in pressure. But ideally, okay, the back of envelope calculation or the back of the hand, you can say if the pH pressure is more than 50 in any patient with large ASD, or however large the ASD, it indicates that there's something wrong with the circulation and we have to take the patient for cath. Okay,
Yes, sir.
less than 50, probably surgeons will agree. You can send them for surgery or you can do a device closure and PA pressures are going to come down. But anything more than 50, we should not burn our fingers. It's always better to assess for reversibility and assess for the pulmonary vascular resistance. Okay.
Resistance. Yes,
Yes, that's the most important thing we have to do in the lab. Of course, this patient does not require a coronary angio because we do not expect any coronary artery anomalies or coronary artery disease in this age group.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes,
after that, and also, I think ASD discussion is complete.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so only the last question I will ask you is what are the conditions where ASD is obligatory? Tell me some conditions where ASD is obligatory.
Sir, TAPVC and tricuspid atresia.
Very good. One is TAPVC, second is tricuspid atresia. Very good. Any other condition?
In hypoplastic left heart syndrome, sir.
Hypoplastic left heart. Okay.
Mitral atresia, that is.
Mitral atresia and aortic atresia. Yes, okay. Either with a patent or a atretic mitral valve. Okay, okay. Good.
Yes.
Now, can you tell me one condition? There's the last question. Okay, where you want to create an ASD? Where you will create an ASD?
Sir,
At least three conditions, but tell me one at least. Three conditions if you can tell. Very good.
Sir, in Eisenmenger VSD is one of the treatment. Then in primary pulmonary hypertension.
No. It's not Eisenmenger VSD. It's primary PAH. Yes.
Primary PAH.
One of the treatment is to create an ASD.
Balloon septus.
Okay. Yeah, that improves the. Okay.
Yes, sir. And in TJ with intact ventricular
at the cost of some arterial desaturation, it improves the exercise tolerance. So that is one the treatment which was done for primary PAH, not for VSD Eisenmenger. It was for primary PAH.
Okay.
Okay. Never tell VSD with Eisenmenger when I want to create an ASD. So number one, primary PAH. Number two, TJ. Somebody I was hearing over here.
Intact ventricular septum, sir.
Very good.
TJ
complete transposition of great arteries. Okay. Don't tell DTJ again. Complete transposition of great arteries with intact interventricular septum. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And in
atresia with intact ventricular.
Huh?
Pulmonary atresia with intact ventricular septum.
Hypoplastic right heart sort of thing. Intact ventricular septum. Okay. Will you create an ASD or ASD is obligatory there?
It's obligatory.
PF is obligatory there.
But if it is restrictive, we can make it.
Intact ventricular septum.
Just like in the complete TGA.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ventricular septum is intact. Okay. That's a separate chapter, is it not? Pulmonary atresia with intact ventricular septum. Okay. Anyhow. No problem, we'll discuss. So I think we have discussed everything about ASD under the sun.
Yes.
But anything I left out? Anybody can contribute? Anyone wants to contribute? Anything which you could not discuss about ASD here?
Sir, which is a good view to look?
Which is a good view to look?
ASD rim on
ASD rim, which are the
2D
good views? It all depends upon the, okay, which rim you are looking at. Okay. So ideally will be transesophageal echo. Okay, but the common view which I used to take for my personal favorite was a subcostal bicaval view. Okay, that will give you the IVC rim as well as the SVC rim, and there's one view where I could pick up many sinus venous ASDs which were missed by other cardiologists under this one. A subcostal bicaval view is nothing but a subcostal long axis view with some rightward angulation of the transducer. So that gives a good amount of IVC SVC, and that you can look for both the rims. Okay. And of course, the aortic rim you can look for in the subcostal view with an anti-angulation, or you can also look in the apical 5-chamber view. Okay. And the mitral rim, the inlet view or the apical 4-chamber or the subcostal 4-chamber, that can tell you about the atrioventricular rims. So there's not a single view. You have to go on taking different views and look for the different rims. But as I told you, it's the IVC rim and it's the atrioventricular rim, which for us is the most important. Any other questions, doubts, or contribution? Anything which you have missed out on the ASD?
What do you mean
Oh.
when you say
Huh? I couldn't hear something. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, somebody was contributing something.
Yes, sir. What is the maximum gradient we can consider to be because of flow across pulmonary valve? I mean, in
Very
ASD.
good. Very good. Okay. The classical teaching is if the pressure gradient is less than 30, okay, do not think of a associated PS. If the pressure gradient is more than 30, okay, by pressure gradient I means PPG, peak pressure gradient. If it's more than 30, you think of an associated PS. Okay, but as I told you again, we do not go blindly by pressure gradients. We go by the anatomy of the wall. Okay, so 30 mm is the cutoff point, PPG, pulmonary flow. That means
Oh.
okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So all of you are okay. Over.
hello, sir?
Yes, please tell me.
Okay, sir. Please, when do you say ASD is obligatory? I didn't quite get that part.
You couldn't get that. Which condition says is obligatory? Okay, tricuspid atresia. Here, yeah. Tricuspid atresia. The only egress for the right atrium is going to be through an ASD. Is it?
Okay.
That's an obligatory there. Okay.
Okay.
So those type of conditions you should remember where the ASD is essential for survival to life. Okay. Otherwise you will have a death of the fetus, fetal death.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Then I think we'll call it a day now. So thanks all
Yes,
of
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
And we are going
Thank
to
you,
meet
sir.
again next
Thank you,
Wednesday.
sir. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
So all of you are
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank-
please go and read ASD.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and the
Thank
basic
you,
book remains Perloff. Okay, then of course the Moss and Adams and Braunwald, Hurst. Okay, there's no limit. If you are still having some time and all, I can tell you about some other books also. Okay. So then thank you, all the best. Wish you all the best. Let us meet next Wednesday.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.